Greetings from Placement Ski. This is part 6 in the lecture series on permutations and combinations. Find the number of ways of arranging the letters of the word assignments. And there are 4 answer options given. Okay. We see that there is some kind of repetition here, right? For example, earlier, let's say if the question was, say, great, we discussed this question, right? Here, since all the alphabets were different, the answer was what? 5 factorial. Okay. But in this case, there is repetition, right? Because S is repeated thrice, okay, N is repeated twice, right? There is some kind of repetition here. So let's see as to how we can approach questions where some alphabets repeat. Let me take example with ABC, okay? The number of ways in which we can arrange the letters ABC, what is it? It has 3 factorial, isn't it? Because we have 3 distinct alphabets, so it is 3 factorial, 3 into 2 into 1. Let's see what those are, okay? A, B, C. Okay, A, C, B. Then if B comes in the first blank, B, A, C, B, C and A. If C comes in the first blank, C, A, B, C, B. So this is organized way of writing, okay? So first I've written combinations where A comes first, then I've written combinations where B comes first, then I've written combinations where C comes first. This way we don't miss out on any combinations, okay? Now let's see what happens if B repeats, okay, instead of C, if B comes. Let's see how many distinct ways we get. Let me write it here. From these combinations, let me replace C with B. Okay, A, B, instead of C, I'm writing B. Similarly, A, instead of C, I'm writing B and B. B, A, C. So B, A, and then B. Then B, C, A. So it is B, B, A. CAB, so BAB, CBA, so BBA. Let's see how many unique ways do we have now, ABB and ABB. So this is only one way for us, right? Next, BBA, BBA. This is one more way, right? Then we have BAB and BAB. This is one more way. So totally how many distinct ways we have? We only have 3 distinct ways, okay, out of 6 ways. Okay, so how do we get 3 from 6? It is 6 by 2 factorial. Okay, why are we dividing by 2 factorial? Because an alphabet is repeated twice. So just remember, whenever an alphabet repeats twice, we divide the total arrangements by 2 factorial. Okay, if an alphabet repeats thrice, we divide the total arrangement by 3 factorial to get unique numbers, unique possibilities. Okay. Next, now think about it. If an alphabet repeats twice and another alphabet repeats thrice, we divide the total arrangements by 2 factorial. Since there is an fundamental principle of counting, we multiply. So it is, we'll have to divide by 2 factorial into 3 factorial. Is it clear? So whenever there is no repetition, so if we have 5 alphabets, the answer will be 5 factorial directly. Okay. But if there is a repetition, we'll have to divide by 2 factorial or 3 factorial depending on how many alphabets are repeated. Now let's take the given question, assignment. First, what should we do? What is the first step? We'll have to count the entire, we'll have to count the total number of alphabets, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So totally 11 alphabets are there. So I'm writing 11 factorial divided by, let's see how many, what is repeated. We clearly see that S is repeated thrice, right? Because we have an S here, an S here and an S here thrice. and then we also have an n repeated here, n here and n here, right? So n is repeated twice. Is anything else repeated? No, right? Yeah. So what do? Since s is repeated thrice, we divide by 3 factorial and not 3. Because most of the students get confused, okay? Whenever an alphabet gets repeated thrice, you'll have to divide by 3 factorial, okay? Now, n is repeated twice, so we'll have to divide by 2 factorial. Now, there is no confusion. S is repeated and n is repeated, so we'll have to multiply. So what is the answer? 11 factorial by 3 factorial into 2 factorial. One more example. In how many ways can we arrange the letters for the word aptitude? What is the first step? You'll have to first count the total number of alphabets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So first we'll write 8 factorial, and to eliminate the same combinations we'll divide by what? What is being repeated here? A is not repeated, P is not repeated, yes, T is repeated. T is repeated twice. So we divide by 2 factorial. So what is the answer? 8 factorial by 2 factorial gives us the unique ways in which the letters of the word aptitude are arranged. Find the number of ways of arranging 2 similar oranges and 3 similar apples in a straight line. So this is very similar to the previous question. Number of ways in which we can arrange all 5 fruits. Let's assume that all 5 fruits are different. In how many ways can we arrange all 5 fruits? We can arrange in 5 factorial ways. It is just like great, okay? Just like great, where the number of ways in which we can arrange all the 5 alphabets is 5 factorial. Here we have 5 fruits, so we can arrange them in a straight line in 5 factorial ways. Now we know that there are 2 similar oranges and 3 similar apples, okay? So if an orange repeats twice, so we divide the total arrangements by what? 2 factorial and not, yeah, 2 factorial, and 2 are same, right? Yeah, 2 factorial. Similarly now, since apple repeats thrice, we divide the total arrangements by what? It is 3 factorial and not 3, okay? And not 3. Please remember this. So clearly, since orange repeats twice and apple repeats thrice, so we divide the total arrangements by what? 2 factorial, and so it is into 3 factorial. So what is the total number of unique ways in which we can arrange them? It is 5 factorial divided by 2 factorial into 3 factorial. It is very similar to the previous question. Only the first 8 digits of a 10-digit mobile phone number are known. What is the minimum number of calls to be made to ascertain the last 2 digits of the phone number? Now we only have 8 digits. We'll have to ascertain the last 2 digits, okay? The first 8 digits are known, yes. We are supposed to find the last 2 digits, yes. A ninth digit can be filled in how many ways? So let me represent it here. This is this and this, right? So ninth digit can be filled in how many ways? Either 0 can come, or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Any of these digits from 0 to 9 can come, right? So this can be filled in how many ways? This can be filled in 10 ways. Okay, so let me write it here. It is ninth digit, right? It is ninth, it is 10th. Okay, this can be filled in 10 ways. Ninth digit, okay? Next, the 10th digit can also be filled in 10 ways because it can also take any digit between 0 to 9. Okay, 10 ways. Therefore, there are totally how many possibilities for last 2 digits? Ninth digit can be filled in 10 ways and 10th digit can be filled in 10 ways. Therefore, ninth digit and 10th digit can be filled in 10 ways into 10 ways. So what is the answer? It should be 100, right? There are totally 100 possibilities for the last 2 digits, okay? Now the point is, and let me also represent what those are, okay? For your understanding, what are those? So let me delete this here. Okay. So what are the last 2 digits? So it can be 0, 0 or 0, 1, so on. So it can be 0, 9. Similarly, 1, 0, 1, 1, so on, 1, 9, right? It repeats, right? 1, 0, 2, 0, so on. Finally we have 9 comma 0, 9 comma 1, so on, 9 comma 9. So before that we have 9 comma 8. So these are the possibilities, right? So these are the 100 possibilities that we have, isn't it? Okay, now think about it. Do we really have to call 100 times to ascertain the last two digits? Think about it. Answer is we need not have to dial all 100 numbers, because after making 99 calls itself, if we, let's assume that we didn't reach the right person, we know that the only leftover combination is what? It is 9 comma 9, right? We have dialed what? We have dialed totally 99 possibilities, okay? Totally 99 possibilities till 9 comma 8, and we still didn't reach the right person. So we can be sure that 99, the number ending in 99 should be the desired number, isn't it? Therefore, we are supposed to find the minimum number of calls. Therefore, it is 100 minus 1. Okay, it is only 99 calls. So, which is it? It is option D. Please be careful. We are supposed to find the minimum number of calls. Therefore, it is 99 and not 100. Find the number of ways in which students can attempt an MCQ test comprising 25 questions, each having 4 answer options. Ignore the order in which the questions are attempted. Okay. Now, let me write it out here. Each question has how many answer options? It has 4 answer options, right? What are they? A, B, C and D. 4 answer options are there. Okay. And there are totally how many questions? There are totally 25 such questions in the test. Okay. Now it's clearly given that the students may or may not attempt a question, because that's what happens, right? The students need not, there is no compulsion that they'll have to attempt all the questions, right? Okay, that is given here. Number of ways in which we can approach a question. Therefore, a question can be approached in how many ways? See, one thing is, if he can either attempt or not attempt. If he attempts, I'm writing here, if he attempts, he can approach the question in how many ways? 4 ways, because 4 answer options are there. Now, if he chooses not to attempt, or if he doesn't attempt, if he doesn't attempt, so he can approach in how many ways? Only one way, because he cannot solve a question in one way, right? It's like he's not attempting. Is it clear? If he attempts a question, he can approach in 4 ways. If he doesn't attempt, that is also a way, right? Therefore, it is one way here. Totally how many ways are there? It is 5 ways. He can approach a question in 5 ways. Please be very careful here. It's not given that he has to attempt all the questions. Therefore, attempting is one way, not attempting is one more way. Therefore, totally it is 5 ways we have here. Therefore, number of ways in which he can approach all 25 questions. The first question can be approached in 5 ways. The second question can be approached in 5 ways. Third question can be approached in 5 ways. So similarly, 25th question can be approached in 5 ways. The first question should be approached, and second question, and third question, and so on, right? So it is multiplication, fundamental principle of counting. Therefore, the answer is 5 power 25. Okay, it is a very important question. Most of the students mark 4 power 25 as answer. Okay, which is also there in answer options, right? Which is not correct. Okay, because not attempting is also one more way to approach a question. The answer is 5 power 25 for this question. Find the number of ways in which the students can answer all the 25 questions in the MCQ test. See, here it is given as, clearly it is given as he has to answer all the 25 questions. That is, the student should attempt all the questions in the MCQ test. Let me write it out for you. Each question has how many answer options? 4 answer options again. Say A, B, C and D. Okay. Now there are totally how many such questions? There are totally 25 such questions. Okay. The student should attempt all the questions. Okay, this is very important. Earlier it was may or may not attempt, but this time it is should attempt all the 25 questions. So number of ways in which he can approach a question. If he attempts a question, it is 4 ways. Okay. Now do we have an option where he cannot attempt? No, right? Because he has to attempt. Therefore it is 0. Okay. Therefore he can approach a question in only 4 ways. So number of ways in which he can approach all 25 questions is what? The first question he can approach in 4 ways, and second question in 4 ways, and third question in 4 ways, so on till 25 questions. So what is the answer? By fundamental principle of counting, the answer is 4 power 25.